And I rise up, I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. With you, with you, with you.
My name is Emily Barre.
My name is Jackie Barre.
We have the same last name because we were sister-in-laws. We were diagnosed a week apart with our cancer, and as alike as we look as we're dressed, that's how different our cancer and our lives have been. Jackie called and said, I have to tell you, I had a bad mammogram and I'm going for a biopsy. I said, oh, me too. She said, well, when was yours? I said, a couple of weeks ago. And you didn't tell me? It's like, well, no, I was, I couldn't accept everything that was going on, so I did not share it with anybody. And then it all came out that we wound up both positive and both with cancer, just a different type of journey we had to go through. I lost my hair, I lost my taste buds, which was the hardest part of my journey. Then after the double mastectomy and radiation, the hair's coming back slowly. Taste buds have returned, so I'm on the mend.
I went through a deep depression when I was recovering because I'm a very busy social person and I had a lot of downtime and alone time. I lost a lot of self-esteem, and I felt like because my son, who had leukemia and a stem cell transplant and had relapsed, he had been through so very much in his cancer journey before he passed away, that what I had to go through was nothing. So I did not really allow myself to accept the fact that I did in fact have cancer and not just a double mastectomy. That's one of the greatest things about Unite, is that it has really made me face all those things and validate them and own them instead of stuffing them. Like, everybody thinks I'm so strong I can do anything because I lost a child to cancer. I still have to deal with it on the inside.
Where Unite has helped her emotionally, it's helped me physically. It's made me want to feel pretty again and wear my heels and walk straight. And I feel like it's a new journey for me, and I credit all that to Unite and to my sister-in-law.
I am 3 years in remission. I was diagnosed in March of 2013. I had my surgical procedure April 30th of 13, a follow-up later that year, and a follow-up surgical procedure, and since that time I have been living a healthy, cancer-free life.
I was diagnosed in September of 2013. I had a lumpectomy. I had 8 chemo treatments, 33 radiation treatments. A year later, they found a couple of spots on my liver, so I had 5 radiation treatments on my liver a year ago. And I have a PET scan Wednesday, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for good news.
Great. I was diagnosed in October of 2014, 7 chemo treatments, double mastectomy, 25 treatments of radiation, and I just had one of my final surgeries 2 weeks ago. So feeling good and ready to move forward.
Well, it was all about stretching my comfort zone and being afraid, being scared. I'm not a big social kind of person. I kind of like to keep to myself, but I've met wonderful ladies, and it's really brought out a whole new part of me that I never thought it would. So.
I would encourage people to do Unite just so you don't feel alone. There's so many times you're going through cancer and you feel like you're the only one going through these things, and when you sit in a room with these ladies and you realize everyone is going through the same thing, you have a sense of normal. And feeling normal at a time like this is one of the best feelings in the world, because I think that's what we all would like to do, is just feel normal again.
Most of the ladies in the group have had chemotherapy and have gone through some pretty horrific, life-altering experience with that, and I just think it certainly makes you feel good about yourself, brings self-confidence, and we're learning skills that normally most women in in the United States would not learn. So
It wasn't going to be hidden. It wasn't going to be mommy's sick. It was just going to be, we're just going to live our life like we always did. And I think what's amazing to me is that, you know, now, I mean, my younger daughter just turned 13 this week. So the resiliency that they have seen, it just permeates. And they're turning into such beautiful young women. And I think part of it is that they have drawn from seeing me go through that and watching the grace that our family went through that and watching the people that we love rally around us. And they never saw me as, you know, mom with cancer. It was just mom. And we got through cancer, you know. And then my 20-month-old boy will turn 9 in a couple of weeks. And he didn't even know any of that was going on. So it's amazing. So it's been really encouraging to watch it come full circle.
I don't think I've met anyone else with triple negative breast cancer, and here in this group, Caroline and Rhonda, and then alumni, Kristen, and it's just to be able to talk to other women that, you know, we're all in the same boat. We've all experienced breast cancer, but then to meet people with the same type, which is so rare.
Right. They really understand.
They really understand, and Unite has been, you know, something I forced myself to do to get back my confidence. And even though everyone knows I'm terrified to walk the runway, I know I have to do it. It will be good for me, and it's been really great to meet these other women.
It's just something special, like knowing that you have this common bond, like with everybody here, but especially like, I guess for me, Amy she's inspired me, and it's like I've been there, I've had the same diagnosis, I want to be there for her, like knowing that, you know, she's, you know, had a difficult time with it, and I'm like, well, it's okay, like I have triple negative, like it's okay, I'm here for you, but of course I like everybody here, but it's just, there's something special for me personally that I get out of it.
If you have to have it, I think you have to be just real confident and just real strong and say, I can beat this, and I'm just going to get through it, and I'm not going to be sad, and I'm just going to make the best of it. And I think we just helped each other do that, and we've helped other people do that too. And I think that makes a big difference.
I think having been diagnosed with cancer at age 39 with really no history, I have 3 sisters and a mother who are all fine. I always felt like, well, there was a reason, you know. And so I've helped Cindy, and actually I've had some folks that have helped me. And then almost every month I meet another girl who has either had cancer, just been diagnosed, starting treatment. And so as far as always being a part of my life, I think it is, but I think every year it gets different, like it gets more like in the back. And I think what Unite will do for me is kind of help me. I think Amy said it, you know, like the next step or the next chapter, and almost maybe bury this, you know, like bury the sadness part of it or something like that.
It was after the first meeting, the first night, I was really touched. All the way home I was teary, thinking this was so nice, and it's just nice to talk to other people that have been through the same thing and look forward to something really fun and nice, and everybody's just so friendly, and everybody's happy.
We attended the Unite event in October, and it was so inspiring that it was very encouraging to be able to know that I was going to be able to participate with a group of people.
But our first reaction was, oh my gosh, what have we gotten ourselves into? Can you do that? I don't know, we're going to do that.
So there will be some ladies in the audience who are future participants. What kind of special message would you like to say to them? You were just in their shoes.
You are in for the time of your life. You are in for the most emotional uplift that you can ever embrace.
Catherine and I are actually neighbors. We kind of live around the block from one another, and we were diagnosed relatively close to one another.
I think in terms of our family and friends, it helps them to recognize that we've grown beyond cancer and we are strengthening ourselves and we are coming out on top and learning to be a different individual than the one we were, that has more courage and that has more stamina and that has more purpose. So I think that's really important that they see us in that capacity because they've loved us through this and we want them to love the change too.
It's personal. I think it'll be good for me, for my kids, for my husband, for my parents. Just the whole completion of this is what we've been through and here we are. Can we not show me crying? Please?
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm a nervous person, but I'm looking at it like this is bettering me. I feel more confident. I find myself standing up straighter, wanting to be prettier. So the runway, I'm looking forward to it.
I want my family to see me walk on the stage and say, she stood tall, she fought hard, and she got the job done. And I'm so proud of her. And with her motivating force and her ability to get through this, if I should ever have to go through something like this, she's my inspiration.
I guess to me it's kind of a culmination of everything. It's putting a ribbon on it and wrapping it up with a bow.
I do think the runway has kind of brought us closer as a group, and we're working together as a team, so I think it has a much more positive and a bigger impact on us in a shorter period of time than you would in just a general support group. I'm not like a person that really likes to, believe it or not, share a lot with people. I'm really more of a private person, and I'm introverted by nature, and I'm an extrovert when I have to be. But I never did really like going into just general support groups because I felt like sometimes people were so wrapped up in their own story that they didn't really hear anybody else's. Whereas I feel like it's just the opposite here. We've heard each other's stories and we are more supportive because of really hearing each other's stories.
Bringing us together and forcing us to do, for each of us, to get up on a runway stage is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very revealing. It's revealing on not only how you look, but, you know, how you feel about yourself to walk down that runway. And for each of us to come together with our own story, you know, and having to work, like Sally said, as a team, you know, we had to stay focused. We had to go and practice. We had to get up on that stage. So we worked as a unit, and I think that truly helps us to put everything behind us and say this is where we are and we're ready to go on.
When you are taking that first step onto the stage, what do you hope, what do you imagine that feeling is going to be like for yourself?
I think that feeling is going to feel like the end of my cancer and the beginning of life again. I'm ready for it to start over, and I feel like this Unite is the beginning of my new life.
I know my family and friends are also the same as her family and friends, and for them, they saw us at our lowest. And now, when we walk out on that stage, they are going to see us start a whole new chapter of life, and they're going to see us celebrating something that we were challenged, we've conquered, and now we're back. We found our inner self to come back out, and let's go. Let's move on.
That's right.
Let's party.